I'm seeing things, belly button piercings in the sky at night.
I'm in Sheffield General Cemetery. It's a very gothic looking church, rather run down, as is the cemetery. Also run down, overgrown, and quite frankly, amazing. Behind me you can see some of the gravestones. It's sort of a woodland area, very overgrown. Some of the gravestones looks like a lot of them were from the 19th century, 1860. This one is from, let me see, 1850, back here. So I do want to show you what the church looks like. So I'll walk back up there. We won't be able to go inside, mostly because, well, it's locked up. It's actually got quite a lot of graffiti on it and things like that. Sheffield Cemetery was opened in 1836, and the last person was buried here in 1978. That explains why I can't find any really old gravestones. So apparently for about 30 years after the last burial, it's a very grim place. Nobody would step foot here. But about 30 years ago, some people got together and decided to turn this into a sort of wildlife haven, and made efforts to restore the church, which apparently is now used for venues. So we're just coming up on the church, which is behind me, and I'm going to turn the lens around so I can give it a good scan and you can see the spear, because obviously there's a lot of trees here blocking the view. So here it is, spear. You can see all the, probably what was stained glass windows. I'm not sure if they're there or not. So apparently the chapel was restored in 2016, but you're going to see that it doesn't really look very restored. Maybe it's nice on the inside, but all the windows are boarded up, and I'll have to show you the entrance. We'll go and have a look. So I'm standing now in front of what would have been the main entrance to the chapel. And as you can see, there's a fair bit of graffiti. Not looking too restored, not sure what happened. Maybe it looks nice on the inside. Don't know, but it doesn't look very nice from here. So there's a little crack in the door right up there. That's where I put the lens so you can see what the inside looks like. I have to say though, some of these trees are pretty amazing. Probably a couple of 100 years old at least as well. Let me show you what the view looks like from the chapel. And there you go, that's your 360 view. What I know is people didn't live very long back then, apparently, because a lot of these gravestones say that people died in their 40s, 30s, like this one behind me, you could see. Of course, just after I say that people died young, I come across a grave where this man lived to be 91. So look at this. We've got, let's see, what's his name? Walter Hall. Died November 1953. Well, that wasn't that long ago though, was it? And he was 91 years of age. I have to say though, this is a great place to spend Saturday afternoon when you're attempting to social distance. I would highly recommend it if you're in Sheffield and you want a nice walk in the woods. Why not come to Sheffield Cemetery? definitely a good place to social distance. There are people walking in the park, but these ones that are lying here in the cemetery ain't going to make anybody sick, are they? So I've just come across something that looks like a big tomb. I don't know what it is. It looks like a coliseum. Let's go have a look and see what it is. So it seems like this building behind me is actually the Samuel Worth Chapel that was restored, and not the church with the spear. So I'm not sure what that one's called. Maybe this is where you got buried when you couldn't afford a tomb. I was gonna step up and get a bit closer, and then I thought, well, that's not right, you know, walking on these graves. And then some bloke just goes running past all along the graves. Still, it seems a bit disrespectful, doesn't it? I'll show you. Oh, there he is, running off amongst the graves. What's all this then?